And I'm showing on my scale, which may or may not be accurate, and it doesn't even matter. This is not a critical thing. Much more critical that the ship is going to balance. And again, we have a flight trim video, so I'm not going to get into that right now. These are basic planes that are just supposed to be right in the middle right now. We're not looking for razor edge stuff. But anyway, mine is showing that with the Rojet and a carbon fiber spinner and a carbon fiber prop, we're at, and 2 ounces of tip weight, we're at 65 ounces. Now again, I'm not sure that it's super accurate, but again, I would allow an ounce for, most people will make little spats for these. Most people will have a metal tank, that's another 2 ounces. Most people have that's a carbon fiber spinner, those are the ones that I make. That's a little bit heavier, 4 ounces. You're still probably going to be, and possibly a heavier engine, the Rojets are light engines. Possibly you could bring this in realistically at 70 ounces, and that's really good. Now I did a little preliminary balance. It's close. It's probably going to need a little nose weight, and if it does, we'll just put a standard spinner on. We don't know what prop we're going to wind up flying it with. We could wind up with a heavier or a lighter prop. Again, the hardware can change infinitely. We might want to put bigger wheels on at some point in time. When we put the 90 in, we'll want to turn bigger 15-inch propellers. But, and this plane, by the way, for anybody that really think this through, this would be an excellent, if you've not had a 90 in your Air Force and you're looking to experience bigger motors, this would be a great one for it, because number one, it would fit in between the mounts without a lot of work. You got more than enough room for the tank. And probably with the 90, this would be a 70-ounce plane. It'd be well within the range that most people get these to come in at. And so it's been one day, granted a very long day, to go from box. One thing that's helped is we've had this engine in other planes, and we've had this tank in other planes, so hopefully we're not going to have to spend half of the day cleaning fuel filters and things like that. Now, after looking this over, and because I've been so impressed with the way this came out, I have some just ordinary striping tape from a car parts store. See, what happened is I have a pretty big gap here, and I definitely gouged too much away there when I opened up the motor. This will just cover the hole, and since we have the tape, this is what's nice about having a big drawer of spare tape. When you have a job like this, we can touch it up, or any spots that we want to go over. So just seal up that area. Actually, they'll seal this up too. And I'm going to mix me up a little thing of white paint, because I want to get in here. I'm just afraid that's going to get pretty oily right away. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. And as tired as I am tonight, and as long of a project as this has been, it's been a very rewarding project. This has really been a fun day. And we even got to see Santa Claus. Yeah, that solved that problem very nicely. Now I still have a couple little things as I go through the checklist. I retightened everything up, put some jet stickers up on a nose just to dress the plane up a little bit. Still want to touch up all that white. I want to get in there as far as I can with a paintbrush. Touch that up. Actually, the whole nose section looks pretty good. I don't have any numbers for the outer wing, so that's one of the things I'm not going to be able to do. I got a set of lines. I would want the lines to be from the middle of the plane to the middle of the handle, 68 feet, 018s for this ship, or solids, 014s. And as I'm coming up on having this model ready to fly, I think I owe a little special thanks to John and Buzz Brodak that make this and many other projects that I've enjoyed, and I'm sure the world of control line flying can benefit from the effort. John, you've really stepped up to the plate on this one. I'm really itching to fly it tomorrow. Probably not going to be able to sleep here. I'm like the kid in the Polar Express. I really do think those little side scoops, they need a couple of coats of paint. And I realized after I put 2 or 3 coats of paint in here, what I really should have done is just seal it with a little bit of epoxy or some thin CA or something, because the paint on these end grain things just soaks right in. But even a little thing like that, little detail stuff, I don't suspect with this type of exhaust, the rear exhaust engines, you get almost no oil on a plane, and that's really nice. That's really a nice accessory feature. And I think when I wake up tomorrow morning, come back down the shop, get the car loaded, get the cameras out there, tomorrow's photo shoot day, and maybe even first flight day, hopefully first flight day. Anyway, but that's all subjects for another DVD. Hope you've enjoyed this, and please share it with all your friends. And if you have a question, don't be afraid to call Wendy, John Brodak, Rich Oliver, anybody that can help you enjoy the sport of modeling even more. And subscribe to Control Line World. Lots of good technical information. And now before I actually turn in, it's good to kind of think that we've added another chapter into the saga of Strega. And it's gone from being team alternate, 5th place at the Nats, winner of many local contests, gone on to a life of being a test plane. It's actually, as we make this, still in Texas, being used as a test plane. And I think our ARF in a lot of ways is following down those footsteps. And if there's any area, any technical area of modeling that I can be of help with, first of all, my email address and address are on this tape. But secondly, the world of DVDs, there's over 900 of them now, and every part of it, from finishing to the most exotic twin-engine planes, building, finishing, the Brodak fly-ins, the Nats, every one of them is documented. And now we've added to that what I think is going to be a very informative and good DVD to have. It showed a lot of little things you might want to check or modify when you put your ARF together. And certainly, I hope you're going to have as good luck with yours as I'm having with mine. I had a really fun day putting this together. And this is the thing that was never possible in the past. Never was possible to go down to your hobby shop or mail order, get a box, stay up late that night, and the next day be ready to fly. And on our next tape, we're going to be flying this. It's brought back some of the fun of modeling to me. I mean, I get involved in, and just as an example, very high-tech carbon fiber, one-of-a-kind planes that are extremely labor-intensive to design, develop, and build. And then when I come back to something like this, I feel like I'm coming back home. I feel like the kid that's coming home to his hometown, and there's the old house where he grew up, the old tree fort. It's brought me back to my roots. And in a lot of ways, I think it's going to do the same for you. And I hope we'll see you on other DVDs. In the meantime, I need sleep.